Okay, well, I guess I am live, and I have no idea what the quality is going to be on this. Hello, everyone. This is Dion Soul. I hope everyone is doing well. And as the title says, at least I hope the title went through there because I'm doing this totally different than I normally do. What's going on today is we're going to be giving ourselves a nice, healthy review of the MU2. This is they call it the Heavy Industries version. And I am getting killed here with my sound from the Microsoft Music. So let me fix that real quick. I apologize for this haphazard stream here. But you know what? We're just going to let it roll. Whatever happens, happens. I just don't care. That's why it's 100%. No wonder I'm getting blasted here. And our environment, we'll put it at 50%. Sounds, we want to leave everything else like it is. Okay, so, all right. So let's give that a try here. We'll go back. So what we're going to do is we're going to fly today between Burbank, California, USA, and we'll take off here at Millionaire, and then from there we're going to go to L35, which is a Big Bear. And we'll just do a direct and that sort of thing. And we'll go ahead and just hop into the sim. So what this is today is this is going to be a review of the MU2. And I'm going to give you my points. I've already did a review video over on Rumble, but for some reason Rumble is just not processing the video, an offline video. Rumble has been great when it comes to streaming. I've not had any problem with streaming with Rumble, and so I thought I would, but when I did this offline video of my review of the MU2, it just didn't do a very good job. Now, maybe it says it's still processing, but I am not going to worry about it. We're just going to go ahead and do it together here on YouTube, and I know YouTube is going to make money off of me, and I'm not getting jack shite off of this video, so definitely head on over to Rumble. On my previous video I've got my thing. I appreciate you guys going over to Rumble and then throw me some love over there on Rumble as far as the locals. I do have a locals link over there on my Rumble, and they say they want you to donate $2 a month, and I'm not big on monthly subs, but if you feel my content is worthy and you want to throw me some bones my way, you just give whatever you like and then just cancel it. I don't care. I just wanted it as a tip jar if you thought my content was worthy. So here we go. We are looking at the hero shots here of this MU2 by InBuilds. It says it's a Microsoft / InBuilds venture, and this is the Black Beauty livery that we had, and so I thought I would do this because over on Rumble I did the plain white wrapper version. So this time I thought I would just do over here on YouTube. I thought I would just do the black version instead. Does it look pretty? Yes, just like everything in Microsoft Flight Simulator, everything is pretty. Now, this aircraft, again, I want to stress, is $9.99, and so you are definitely getting what you pay for. And I'm going to go more in depth with that. And I don't know if I have anybody watching. Oh, there we go. We got audio. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. One is watching, which is me. Okay, fine, whatever. I don't care. All right, let's go. So let's go ahead and jump in here. And so right off the bat, it puts you right inside the cockpit here. Now I'm going to make a lot of differences between this and the MU2 Marquise B60 by Toga Studios, which happens to be Tom Tyker's love child of the MU2 Marquise B60, which to be, TDLR, it's a far better simulated MU2 than this one is. So, but it's also $49, whereas this one right here is only $9. At least that's what when I purchased it, that's what it cost me. Do I recommend this $9 MU2? Yeah, I guess. I guess you could. I could say yeah. It's okay. But it's definitely, because I've already been tainted with the higher fidelity aircraft of Tom Tyker's MU2 for the X-plane platform. This right here there is no comparison. Tom Tyker's is far superior. But you know what? I want to fly in the Microsoft Flight Simulator platform with the MU2, and this is all we got. So, and I do like the fact that this is I call this one the Solitaire edition, and the reason why I call this a Solitaire instead of the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries like they say, and that's because this one right here, is the short squatty version. This is only the 5-passenger version, whereas the Marquis MU2 is the 9-passenger variant, or 10 place if you want to call it. This is a 6 place. That one's a 10 place, and of course you just minus the pilot. And so this is okay. I mean, it's fine. It flies fine. Don't get me wrong there. But there is a lot of shortcomings that the reason why I am doing this video is hopefully the developer will see my video, and if you can, show me some love and throw it over to if you guys happen to watch this and know the developer for this aircraft, that hey, these are the things I would love to see you guys add to make this a more robust product. And everything I say too is I am willing to pay extra as a DLC, which is digital download content, for the extras, or whatever the case may be. But what I talk about today, definitely this aircraft needs some love, and I would like to see this aircraft shine like no other on the Microsoft Flight Simulator platform. And I'd love to see the developer get lots and lots of money. And so I don't have a problem. I don't want them to nickel and dime us to death as desktop aviators, but I do like to see this developer actually, step this aircraft up and make it a more robust product. So what we got going on here is we got the Garrett engines, just like the MU2 B60 and the Aero Commander 690B, the Rockwell Aero Commander. All three of those aircraft do use the Garrett engines. These Garrett engines are 770 horsepower or whatever, and as you see in the course of this video, this aircraft is extremely underpowered. When I bought the aircraft, I was hoping that because this is the Solitaire edition of the MU2, that this aircraft would actually be faster than the MU2 Marquis by Toga Simulations, because it's actually a smaller aircraft, which in turn, same engines, but not as heavy, and which in turn produces more power. I was expecting this aircraft to fly right around anywhere between 300 to 325 knots over the ground. But sadly, as you'll see in the course of this video, when we do our flight today from here in Burbank to, matter of fact, I need to go off on a tangent here, and I need to actually start some traffic so we can actually have some traffic in here. Get the FSLTL going here, and then our traffic flow and our ground handling action going on there. So anyway. So yeah, so I, this thing is slower than the MU2 Marquis, which is a larger aircraft airframe, and which is disappointing. Again, like I said, 325 knots was the expected over-the-ground speed, and I am very lucky to be able to get 200 knots out of this aircraft. Even with a tailwind, unless, of course, even at the flight levels, I went up to flight level 230 with it. and I was able to get about 230 to 40 knots out of it, and that was about it. And so that was disappointing. These Garrett engines in this small frame should be able to make it where you would overspeed this airplane. You would limit it out pretty easily, because you have a lot of power with these engines and not a whole lot of resistance compared to the MU2 Marquis. But unfortunately, that's not the case here. So that was a disappointment. Now, again, everybody's going to be yelling in the camera that, hey, this thing is only $9, so what you bitching about? And that's just because I want it to be better. I think the developer needs to do a little bit of homework on the Solitaire, and actually, because this is our only, in both simulations, whether it be X-Plane or Microsoft, this would be the best representation for a Solitaire, MU2 Solitaire there is. I mean, we don't have, X-Plane doesn't have it, and I think FSX probably does, but who flies FSX anymore when you've got Microsoft Flight Simulator, 2020 and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. And that's another thing that needs to keep in mind, is this developer needs to have the mindset that, that this aircraft is also, needs to carry over into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 as well. So, anyway, so like I say, I'm just kind of like, this aircraft is kind of, it's okay, but it's got a lot of shortcomings. So let's go ahead and on the exterior of the aircraft, as you can see, it does look good. But the first thing that I do notice right off the bat is that when you start cold and dark, it automatically puts the the lights out, and I believe that is not correct. I think the lights should be recessed back into the fuselage, and when you're in a cold and dark state, and also you can see the lights, how they don't even look like LED lights or any kind of legacy lights. They just look like they need to be reflective. Let me just say it that way. They need to be reflective, or just make it have the same. So you can see over here how it's kind of hard to see here, but I'm trying to make it work. You can see the lights right here for the for the taxi lights here, how that's supposed to represent an LED taxi light. If they at least would have put that would have been more, quote unquote, believable than what I see right here. This right here just does not look, these lights right here don't look very good at all, and I would love to see the developer actually make that better. That would be very, very nice. You do have the pitot tubes, and which is right here on both sides of the aircraft, so we're good to go there. This aircraft does not have any kind of external elements in this aircraft. I would love to see the developer actually put external elements and to be able to have a walk-around mode, i.e. just basically create a bubble around the aircraft. So then that, like you see with what comes to mind is Bagaloo's Cessna 172, that the Bagaloo's modification for the Cessna 172. He actually went in and actually created basically a mythical bubble around the aircraft, where you can actually walk all the way around the aircraft and do your walk around, which in turn made it so you can be able to remove the chocks, remove the covers and pitot tube covers and whatnot. That would have been extremely cool for this aircraft, and maybe the developer is going to do it over time. I don't know, but there is freeware examples out there that has that has the chocks and the pitot tubes and the engine covers, inlet and outlet covers, and that sort of thing, that is free. So there is no reason why the developer shouldn't do that. But if he wants to do, he or she wants to do a DLC content, as long as you give me enough things to add to justify the DLC content, I won't have a problem, with giving the developer more money to accentuate this aircraft and make this aircraft a more higher fidelity aircraft. You notice I'm keeping away from the word study level because study level is so subjective. This aircraft does have the 5-tank configuration, just like in the real world. You've got the tip tank over here on the right, from right to left, right here. And then you've got the outboard tanks, which is right here between the fuselage and engine number 2. You do have the fillers for filling up the fuel, which is cool and all, but it would be nice, no matter what paint scheme you have, that filler cap either needs to be red or chrome color, or chrome, kind of like the chrome of the spinners, or some kind of chrome effect, or like I said, red. Also, I noticed that none of the paint schemes that come with the aircraft do not have any decals, because I know in the real world you would have various decals peppered throughout the flight model, jet fuel A only, or next to the filler cap, things like that. So that would be nice for the developer to actually add decals to the aircraft to be able to make it more of a realistic and more of a robust or product. And you can see the filler over here as well, over here at the other outboard fuel tank, which is right here between left and the left engine, or engine number 1 and the fuselage. So that is good. And of course we have the tip tank down here at the end. And then finally, we have the 5th tank, or the main tank, which is underneath the passengers and the pilot, which is down in here somewhere. And that's the main tank. From my understanding of how the MU2 works, now whether they change, based on my experience with Tom Tyker's, the Marquise, the engines get their feed to fuel. The jet fuel A comes from the main tank, and all the rest of the other tanks feed into the main tank. So you'd be draining from the tips, the outboards, into the main tanks and control them thereof. And so that's how the fuel system is supposed to work, according to what my experience is with Tom Tyker's MU2 Marquise. This aircraft, like I said, it's the lighting on it is suspect. Right, with the lighting, when we have I'll do a night demonstration once we get in the air, and I'll kind of rehash about it once we get in the air. The lighting is not exactly as robust as it should be. You'll see that the lights don't really align correctly. The landing lights, they don't project out as robustly as they should, and the lights for at least been my experience so far, I should put that little caveat in there, and the taxi lights as well, they just don't project out to be able to see where you're at, and the developer needs to do a little tender loving care on the lights themselves. In my experience so far, the strobes, the strobes on each end of the wing do not work at all, and so that's a problem, and that needs to be addressed. And also the strobe here for the tail light does work, but you can only see it at night, and the flash is like it's not projected out to be associated to the location of where it's being shown here in the model. It's like it's recessed into the fuselage, and that's it. This aircraft, the Solitaire, I do not know if they only have one beacon light, but you have the beacon light sitting up here on top of the tail, which is legit. But on here on the bottom, you see that what representing looks like this right here may be. I don't know if this is. See, this looks like an antenna as opposed to a beacon light. So I do not know if the Solitaire has two beacon lights or not. Don't know. On the exterior too, like I said, with the halo bubble and to be able to have the chocks and the pitot tubes and the covers and everything for your walk around experience, you do have this nice, wonderful little, fairly detailed modeled here hatch right here. Now, it'd be nice to be able to walk around and be able to remove the chocks, click on the wheels on each individual wheel, remove the chock, and then have them where you can actually deposit them inside this hatch right here, because logic dictates that, so that's where you would put them. That would be very nice. Another thing I noticed too with this aircraft is that all of the hinges for the door and the door handles and this hatch handles are all protruding away from the fuselage. And with other MU2s that I've seen that all these are recessed into the fuselage. So I think the developer needs to do a little bit more research, and from what I've seen in photos of the real world aircraft, they needs to actually redo those and actually recess them in there. And if it takes a little bit extra in development time, i.e. more money, along with the other things that we're talking about here today, then with a DLC or whatever, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with giving the developer money, but let's make this thing as high fidelity as possible. That's the mindset that I'm going with here today. We just definitely need this thing to be, because this is it. I kind of doubt anybody else is going to make an MU2, whether it be the Marquise or any other one. I think this developer has got a corner on the market. So hey, let's make this thing so good that nobody else is even going to dare try. That kind of thing. I do not know if this aircraft supports icing or not, so we'll have to wait and see what the developer does. So the jury is still out on on the fact that this thing has icing or not. So I don't know. And that relates to the all the windows and the ice buildup on the props and the leading edge and the trailing edge and up there. It doesn't look like it has a boot over here on the trailing edge. So if you do get icing up here, you're kind of SOL, because there is no trailing edge for the fin, for the vertical fin of a boot up there. So let's go ahead. I can't think of anything else to talk about as far as the exterior. I guess we can just go ahead and go on inside into the interior. Rain effects. I don't know if this aircraft is supporting any rain effects. I guess I can go over here like this, and then we can just arbitrarily turn off the weather, and we can just throw in some rain. Let's go ahead and do heavy rain. Can we do heavy rain? Let's do storm. Let's do storm. Okay, there. That answers that question. There you go. So it does have, at least rain is hitting the windshield, which is a good thing. How about going outside here? So yeah, it's just the rain is just being projected onto the windshield itself. So okay, no problem. All right, so then let's jump over here into ice. Let's check out, we'll get the ice question answered. So let's go over here to snow and cold. And our snow is 1/19 of an inch or whatever. All right, let's see if our pressure would probably be a little bit higher than that. And our humidity would be probably right about in there somewhere. I'm not seeing any snow accumulation. Now, we probably won't be able to do any ice because we're not moving. So there is no snow accumulation onto the flight model itself. I'm not expecting that, but, you know, just putting it out there. So we'd have to get in the air and then actually go, and then actually see if we have any ice buildup. Let's just go back to live weather. Get back to real time. And eventually this will clear on up. All right, well, anyway, so that diversion right there, so we know what's going on with the, so we do have a little bit of weather effects, so that's a good thing. This is the interior of the aircraft right now. We have two versions. We have a cargo version, and of course we have the what you see before you, which is the passenger version. Like I say, 5 place, 2 right here, 2 in the club, and then 1 up there next to the pilot. So that's a total of 5 passengers. We do have these switch right here for the lights. When the power is turned on to the aircraft, the lights work. And so here, right now, I don't think you can turn it on. I think you have to have the again, you have to be at nighttime. So right now at nighttime here. So if you're doing a role-playing experience where if you're opening the door here and you want to come in, of course you can't because unfortunately, you don't have the bubble that I talked about earlier. But if you do turn on the switch here, and I turn off this, you got nothing. Okay, you got nothing. But if you go over here and you turn on the battery, and we'll turn off all the lights. See, I'm not really seeing any lights with it. Oh, there it is. And basically what the light is not really going from the light source, which would be like right here. A light source would be right there, and a light source would be over here. So it's not like it's doing particle lighting effects or I forgot what you call the definition for lighting. But the lighting just kind of it's like the developer just made it so this is it just lights up in this selected area, but there's no light source. So the developer really needs to work on that. But these lights only work, this light only works when you have the power on. Well, if you're coming in here to get into the airplane, to get to the cabin, or to the cockpit, that wouldn't work. So the developer needs to do some little bit of logic modifications to this aircraft. So as you can see, the door opens and closes, no problem. And again, the developer needs to take the time, which I would love to see he or she do, and that is actually put labels on what all this stuff is. Obviously, we know this is the interior lights, and then of course we have our mic and our headphone jack right here. This one right here, I have absolutely no idea what this is, so I couldn't tell you. Other than that, this could be a port for the mask. If there was another one over here, because I think that's what these are. These are supposed to represent ports for oxygen, I think. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll go back to daylight here. Go back to real time. This door opens up here, so the table comes up, so which is kind of cool. You got your table action going on here. You got no soda drink that you can put in here, or a couple, or a water bottle, or anything like that. Yeah, you just can't click on that and have your choice of Coke, Pepsi, or a Mountain Dew or a water or anything else, other graphic like that. That's not modeled here. Also, too, there is no Easter eggs here. The developer did not put any Easter eggs, meaning a credit card or a magazine of any flavor or anything like that. So there is no Easter eggs here. That's what some developers do that just to crack a smile to to the purchaser of their airplane. They will put in Easter eggs every now and then. So we don't have any of that, which is most unfortunate. But hey, it is what it is. All right, so here in the cockpit, let me get my static picture here. In the cockpit here, we'll start from left to right here. As you can see right here, we have this dumb, in my personal opinion, dumb little phone. I saw this and WTF, what the frick is this? This is a POS, and basically, and this is your, be able to go from passenger to console, and from what you see before you right now, which is more of a modern avionics, to a classic 1963 avionics. I will never use this, so I have no interest in that at all. So we go back over here to the more modern. And as far as going to the cargo variant, you can see we got the cargo right there. Cargo is not interactive at all. It's nice that the developer put it in, so I'm not going to take anything away. But it's like I said, it's just here. It's just like, yeah, okay, this is cool. Yeah, this is nice. But no interactivity with it at all. When you change the loadout of your of your baggages and your co-pilot and everything else, nothing increases or decreases here. It's just static elements. That's basically it. So nothing exciting with that. So we'll go back to passengers. So we'll do passenger out right there. And then, of course, the configuration is it'll automatically, for takeoff configuration or for landing configuration, switch settings and whatnot. But like I said, I don't mess with it. And you got yourself your little map, which is basically the default Microsoft Flight Simulator map that puts it on your phone here. Again, I'm not a fan of this at all. I think the developer, because you have the pocket right here, there, in my personal opinion, there's no reason why you could not put in a regular full-size tablet and then actually have all of your operations off of the tablet like everybody else does. I think this phone thing is kind of silly. And then because you could just have it attached to your glass mount, and then once you're done, you just put it into the pocket right here, and then it's out of the way to be able to continue with operations in this affected area. So that's just my personal opinion. Let's see what else to talk about here. Let's go ahead and go to the overhead real quick. The overhead right here, some of these switches do work, some of them don't. The reason why if you have the Honeycomb Alpha and the Honeycomb Bravo, the reason why some of your switches do not work is because this particular the beacon light and the taxi light doesn't work with your Honeycomb Alpha. And I see somebody came in here that's popping in. I definitely appreciate you watching here. Yeah, we're just doing a review here of, like I said, of the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries MU2. Basically, this is the not the Saratoga. I'm having a brain fart. What you call the damn thing? It's not the Marquise. It's the other version. And I've been saying it right along in this video up until this point, and now I have a brain fart. What you call the damn thing? The not with the silhouette. Crap, I forgot the name of it. But anyway, so it's a short version of the MU2. But anyway, so like I said, this is a three-way switch, and that's why if you have the Honeycomb Alpha, that's why your beacon light and your taxi lights do not work. So now when you start when you start this airplane from cold and dark, the developer should have defaulted it to the off position. Instead, they default it to the beacon light on and the taxi light on. I would have preferred the developer to actually put it to the off position, because that way you want a true cold and dark state. Same with the landing lights. The landing lights, like I touched on earlier, the landing lights, instead of being fully extended and on, they should be off into full retracted state, but they weren't. The lights up here, all the dials work except for the radio dial. The radio dial does not work. And even when you switch over to the legacy radio configuration and the or the more modern one that we currently have set right now, this radio dial does not work. And again, I know this product is only $9.99 over on the Microsoft Flight Simulator marketplace, but I would love to see the developer make this product better. Definitely, and it needs to be better. And I'm willing to pay for a DLC for it if the developer chooses to do so. I have no problem, because I want my aircraft to be as highly detailed or highly not study level, high fidelity as possible. You know, that's just me. Maybe others don't agree, but for me, I would want that, and I would be willing to pay for it. The de-icer does work, but the ice light does the ice light for this aircraft does not work. So I would like to see that work. The wipers do work. The windshield wipers, or the windshield heat, does not work, and neither does the windshield anti-icing cycle. From my understanding, all the windshield anti-icing cycle does, it just speeds up the process and how the pulses and how the ice breaks up the ice in the windshield, which you'd think, I would just think it'd just be a heater, and you just turn it on and then it would just heat up and come on when it wants to. So I'm not really too clear on the logic on that, so I don't want to say too much and be totally wrong, but you know, it is what it is. Don't care. I'll be honest. The vane, the heats, the pitot tubes and the stall vane, they all work, and the engine intake works, and of course the prop de-icer works as well. So all the icing parts up here work, except for the windshield heat does not work. So, which is kind of a bummer. You'd think that would be working as well. But like I say, I'm doing a lot of comparisons with this to the MU2 B60 by Toga Simulations and Tom Tyker's MU2 over on the X-Plane platform, because that's what I'm most familiar with, and I have the most time in flying the MU2. And it's definitely a whole nother class. This one just needs to get up to that class, and again, willing to pay for DLC to be able to get it there if need be, because I want my aircraft as great as possible, and I've already beat that dead horse, so never mind. So like I said, these are legacy looking yokes, and that's fine. I'm not really too tripping on it. It does not have any knobs or knobs, buttons, or dials to be able to adjust on that, so not really too tripping on that at all. Over here we got all of our fuel and our fuel pumps on and off, turning them on and off and whatnot. And and of course we got our I have no idea. Oh, this is the ADF. If you have auto range, finder, and nobody ever uses that anymore because it's just so legacy now. So without further ado, let's see what else can I talk about here. You got the got your pressurization as far as all the mechanics of the pressurization works, but because of Microsoft Flight Simulator being able to have red outs and blackouts and hypoxia, that kind of thing, like we are accustomed to on the X-Plane platform, we're not going to have that. So This is just here to make it look like it's busy work and like you're doing something, but in reality, it has no bearing on your flight. It doesn't really matter because this is Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it's cool and all, but it doesn't do anything. So, you know, it is what it is. Same with the if you want to do anything with your oxygen over here. Trying to get closer here. There we go. The oxygen right here is right here, but you don't have any kind of, and I see somebody popped in there and said, are you a real pilot? No, I am not. I am not a real pilot. I hope that doesn't discourage you. But I've been flying in desktop. I've been a desktop aviator off and on since 1982. So when I was a teenager back in the early 1980s. So I talk like I'm a real pilot, but I'm not really. So I just play one on YouTube. I do the best I can. I take my flight simulation seriously as much as I can. Obviously, this is a simulator, so you do have your, you do have to have your, you know, you do have to have your little bit of suspension of disbelief. Let me say it that way. But no, I try to keep it as serious as I can, and but you know, again, you can't have it all. I can't afford to do it for real, but if I could, I would, you know. But anyway, so like I said, the hypoxia does not happen here in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and as you can see, I've already got 5.3 hours invested into this aircraft already. It's not a bad aircraft. It's just that it's got a long way to go to be able to bring it to a higher fidelity level that I would love to see, you know, and I would love to see it be a higher fidelity level aircraft. And that's just really the bottom line. The radio panel is just the generic. The developer just put in the generic radio panel that's available to you from Microsoft Flight Simulator. It has COM 1 through COM 3 and that sort of thing, which is kind of cool. There's no problem there with that. And of course, you have your transponder action going on right here. And of course, we have our Garmin 430. And to be frankly blunt and honest with you, I hate the Garmin 430. It's just not. I am not a fan of the Garmin 430 at all. For me, it's the GTN 750 or nothing at all. And this is where I'm going to sit there and butter up to the developer and say, please, please, please put the PMS5 GTN 750 or the TDS GTN 750. You know, into this aircraft, because the GTN 750 is, you know, not as only is it my jam, lots and lots of people like the fact that you've got so much functionality with a GTN 750 over the Garmin 430. I mean, it's just leaps and bounds difference. And in this particular, because of the size of this, as far as you check, basically, are you asking checklists? No, I don't ever do checklists. I just get into the airplane and fly. That tells you that I'm not a real world pilot. Now, if I really wanted to go down that road and want to get really anal intensive about doing checklists, sure, I would do it. But more times than not, I want to have fun, and I want to share that fun with you guys, recording the video. So I don't go anal intensive on checklists. I just get in and go. I enjoy flying, and I enjoy figuring things out. I like going through the. I don't mind failure. I really don't. If I fail, then oh well. It's a simulator. I am not going to worry about it. And I would rather fail in the simulator than get behind a real airplane. And of course, then if I got behind a real airplane, then yeah, baby, I'd be doing checklists. I'd be doing my walk-arounds. I'd be checking my fuel, my water, all the stuff that you're supposed to do in a real airplane. But here we're in a simulator. So there's some things, again, what we talked about a minute ago, I'll fudge around. Um, like I say, the GTN, back to this, the GTN 750, it would be very, very helpful for the developer to put this in. And you can actually probably put in a GTN 750 right about here, and then put in the Garmin 430 right here as your secondary GPS. The GTN 750 would take care of your COM 1, your COM 2, and then, or I'm sorry, your COM 1 and your NAV 1. Stand corrected there. And then of course your Garmin 430 would take care of your COM 2 and your NAV 1 and your NAV 2, and of course you would have your master slave type configuration where the GTN 750 is your primary and then the Garmin 430 would be your secondary, and you would not need the radio panel or the transponder, unless of course you want it as a backup scenario radio panel. Then where to put it, we would have to work that out where you'd have to put it. But because the GTN 750 has all the stuff built into it, and the 430 of course has got the comms built into it as well. So that's what I would pleading to the developer to put in here is the PMS5 GTN 750. That would go a huge way in making this aircraft a more flyable and better aircraft by leaps and bounds better if you just have the GTN 750 installed in this aircraft. Just one little thing would make it that much different. Autopilot. I want to talk about the autopilot here a little bit. This autopilot, to be frankly blunt and honest with you, and I'll just be direct, this autopilot sucks ass. I'm not gonna shy away from saying that. This autopilot is bad. I do not like it at all, and they need to have a more modernized cockpits or autopilot similar to the FlySimware's 421 autopilot would be epic to be put inside here. If you guys are familiar with the FlySimware's Cessna 421, that autopilot is very good, and that one also interfaces very well with the out-of-the-box Microsoft Flight Simulator data riffs, if you want to call it that. I know in X-Plane world they call it data riffs, and but yeah, I just don't like this autopilot at all. It gets you by, but it's not very good at all. Sorry if I'm coming on a little harsh here, because I'm not, like I say, I just kind of tell it like it is, and don't hate me because I'm beautiful. As far you got all your gauges here as normal for a turboprop aircraft right here. Nothing fancy to report about that. Let's see, your decision height, radar altitude does not have a setting for it, so you would have the setting like you would take the needle and you would turn it over to, like, I want to have a decision height of 500 feet as an example. This right here just tells you how far you are off the ground. Not a bad thing, not really. It's just that it would have been better if you actually would have the decision height as well and have that little audible noise when you're getting down to your decision height that would pop in and say, hey, you're getting down there, because it does become handy to be able to have that decision height audible when you're busy doing other things when you're flying the aircraft. So yeah, that would be nice to have that. The other notable thing here is they did go with the legacy altimeter. So you basically you have to hold your mouth right, and then just kind of turn the dial to kind of guess on what your altimeter setting is, as opposed, which is old school. And I understand that, but I like more of a modern altimeter. which would be actually a numerical value. It would actually say, you know, 299 or 2, as opposed to having this to come over here and just kind of guess like, I think that's about 299 or 2, you know, that kind of thing. So what I do is, let me load it up here real quick. So give me a minute here while I'm loading it up. It's taking a minute. So while it's loading up here, I'll show you what I want to do about that. The HSI is all right here, which is kind of cool. You know, it works. Okay, here we go. It got loaded up here. So we come over here to this screen. Okay, here we go. This is X's and O's, and X's and O's is a it's an outside the simulation utility that allows you, for those of you who do not know, allows you to put in your own your own avionics, or your own dials and knobs, switches and dials and whatnot, and it just makes it so then that way I can be on this my bottom screen here. I'm able to have all the information I need to fly the airplane and not have to rely, you know, on the glare shield right here. Because if I have to rely on the glare shield that's far away, that becomes hard to see. And so by having you know, the you know, having this like this, so you know, this far out, it's hard to see all the numbers and stuff from this distance away, which you would be normally. And so to get around the problem, I bought X's and O's, put all these dials on a different monitor, and then now I can, you know, have my self-awareness on what's going on with the airplane in another monitor. So that's why I have that. And what brings me up to is now I can change to see if ATC says, hey, I need you to be at 30010, you know, 30.10. I can just put it down here in this monitor and I have a numerical value. I wish this right here was incorporated into right here. That would have been good, but you know, didn't. So it is what it is. Okay, down here, I guess we can come down to here now. The fuel loadout here. Here's your fuels. This right here would be the main tank right here, and this right here, I think this particular gauge right here does double duty. It does the tip tank double duty along with the outer tank duty as well. And each one I think is either hundreds of pounds, I believe, which I'm not for sure on that. Because unless that's 20, 40, 60, 80, it might be just, you know, like there's 20 pounds of fuel, 40 pounds of fuel, 60 pounds of fuel, 80 pounds of fuel, and then a full, which would be what, 100 pounds of fuel as an example. And then here we would have, I don't know if you can put, I think you put 1,500 pounds right here. So I think this would be as per 100, but it's not really saying that, because normally you'd have that in the glass to tell you what the actual fuel is. So there's one way to find out though. You can go over here like this, put this over to pounds, move this over here so we can see it like that. And then if I just move this over here to the left main, it's not moving. Why is it not moving? There's 600 pounds. There's right 100 pounds. I probably got to have power to it, I guess. Let me go and put some power on it. Oh, okay. There it is. So that's the main tanks. I think main tanks for the tip tanks. So that would be the tip tanks. I don't know why they call it the mains. And then the right outer tank. So now I got to flip over here to the, okay. Let me go over here to outer tank. Let me flip these down to outers. Let's see if this changes. Nope. Okay, I'm learning this as we go along here. Okay, that's the, I believe is the tip tanks. This right here is the outer tank, the right outer tank. This is the left outer tank, and all that's doing is just giving us our little lights here. Let me see if I can make this smaller. There we go. I'm learning this together as I'm doing this video. I'm learning this at the same time. Okay, this is the center tank. So the center tank is just the one gauge right there. So the left tank is just the lights. So if you're out of fuel, then the light comes on for the outer tanks. And then, of course, this right here would be the tip tanks. Okay, well, I learned something. There you go. All right, well, we'll take this up to, we'll take the center tanks full. The outer tanks will take up to about 50%. That basically, that we're making that our reserves, and then our tip tanks. We don't really need a lot in our tip tanks either, but we'll take it to 50 as well. That's overkill in fuel. Overkill, big time in fuel. But there you go. So now we know. So if the tip tanks, so what I'm trying to figure out is what the switch does. I thought the switch would actually control the bleed of the fuel. So let's say that I want to burn all of the fuel. You'll have the main tank on, so it's feeding both engines, because both engines are being fed from the center tank, I should say, not main, the center tank. And then the tip tanks and the outer tanks are what's going into the what's going into the main tank. So this should always stay full. These right here should bleed out, and then you just flip it over, and then then they would automatically fill this back up and continue the process, from my understanding. Okay. So this right here is just our oil pressure and our for each engine. So you know your oil pressure and everything. And of course our alternator or generators right here. And then that's basically it. All right, well, I could say I don't think there's anything else other to talk about other than this just in here. We can talk about the pedestal here a little bit. Now the pedestal, the way this aircraft is set up here, in either the real world or in the at least on Tom Tyker's version of the MU2, which is the Marquise. When you're at full, when you're over here in the range for taxiing and whatnot, if you're, let's say you're stopped or whatever, and you go back and you pull your conditioner lever here all the way down, that would kill the engine. But here with this aircraft, this developer, it just stays lit, or the engines stay lit even though it's at stop. And you actually, in order to kill the engines, you actually have to kill these pumps right here. Once you kill these pumps right here, when the engine has already been started and running, then it will kill the engine. Or you would turn the switch right here. You would turn these switches to off, and that would kill the engine that way too. So there's two ways to kill the engine. So just an FYI. So for now, we're going to put this over in here to, actually we need to put it over to, right about there somewhere. We need to put this to ground, because we're going to start these engines here. Put these over to run. And then we need to have our fuels on. Our fuels are on, switch on. And of course we'd yell out clear prop, and then we would go ahead and start engine number 2. Now the reason why you start engine number 2 is, like I said in my other video, is that to be able to egress out of this aircraft, there's the door right there. So if you have a fire or any kind of problem, you have an opportunity to get out of the airplane. So you would start engine number 2 first. At least that's how I've done it since dawn of time. And then we can just go ahead and start engine number 2. And you just click on the switch, and it takes a few minutes, or a minute or two. You'll start to see it go. See the fuel flow go up. Temperature is going up. The RPM gets anywhere between 10 to 20%, and then, hey Alex, how you doing? Hope you are doing well. Yeah, we're starting this MU2 here on the Microsoft Flight Simulator platform, and just going through its paces right here. I've only got 5.3 hours into it, and so I'm going through trial and error, still learning the airplane. And I'll go ahead and take it into taxi mode. The disappointment I have with this airplane is that listen how quiet that is. This is a Garrett engine, and Garrett engines are extremely loud engines. Just did a flight in MSFS flight from. I'm going to try to even pronounce it. I'm a dumb American. I can't pronounce all these fancy names. To Buenos Aires in TBM 930. Very nice, very nice, dude. I'll check it out. I'll check it out once I'm done doing this one. But yeah, this MU2 is all right. But like I said at the start of this video, I'm basing my experience with Tom Tyker's MU2 over on the X-Plane platform, and because that is such a higher fidelity aircraft than this one, I'm kind of in a letdown mode, but I am not out. I'm let down, but I'm not out. But yeah, as far as eye candy is concerned, this aircraft looks really good, because I am a big fan of the MU2 line of aircraft in the first place. They've always been my favorite airplanes, or one of my favorite airplanes. I shouldn't say the favorite airplane. But yeah, so. But I'm just very disappointed in the sounds in this aircraft. The developer needs to work on the sounds. And like I've been saying through the course of this video so far is that, hey, I have no problem with giving the developer more money over time. I take that back. I said that wrong. That's opening myself up into a trap. I don't mind giving myself in DLC as long as that DLC has a lot of things added to it, is what I was trying to say. And like I said, better sounds, the GTN 750 integration, being able to have a walk around type environment, and that sort of thing. I would love to see this aircraft have. The Lit's another good airplane too. I've flown that on the X-Plane version back in the day. But anyway, so engine number 2 is started, so we're good to go there. Let me go ahead and turn on the generator, so we'll be getting off that battery. So now we should be having a little bit of. I'm surprised we're not pegging out. Well, this is the voltage. This isn't the amperage. I'm sure we're pegging out the amps right now because we only have one generator going right now. So let's go ahead and start engine number 1. And I think all we got to do there is just go ahead. We are in Burbank, California, USA. This is the paid version over on the Microsoft Flight Simulator store. I justified by buying the Burbank airport because I fly here often enough. It's like, you know what? I fly here often enough. I'll just go ahead and get Burbank, and it's all right. I mean, I like it. I mean, it seems how I am from Southern California. I mean, I live here in the real world, so yeah, this is pretty good. It's not bad. Of course, I'm using FSLTL as my AI traffic right now, and I do have some other mods, of course. I mean, of course, I cannot live without my mods. If I don't have my mods, I'm in trouble. If I'm going to complain about Burbank Airport, which I really don't have any reason to complain about it, because everything as you see here is pretty much how it is in the real world. But these two buildings over here on the other, this right here is Van Owen Street right here, that you can see right here. This is Van Owen and the railway. And but I remember when they were building this, carport right here back in the day. A few years ago. But this right here is the famous Fry's Electronics is what this is. And Fry's Electronics is no more. They went bankrupt, which is most unfortunate because of everybody buying stuff online. But this was my candy store back in the day from about 1988 all the way up until their closing. If I had to upgrade my computer, buy computer parts or whatever, this is where I would go, right here in Burbank. And of course over here in the back over here where this green area is, that's actually a cemetery right there. But like I say, that's Van Owen Street. But yeah, the developer that did this that's at the Microsoft store did do a good job because the Panda Express is truly there. That you can see the Panda Express right there, and there should be a Carl's Jr. there as well. I think it's back. Carl's Jr. is over here somewhere. McDonald's and Carl's Jr. and Denny's. Yep. So yeah, so all that's legit. All that is actually really honestly there. But there is a Carl's Jr. there as well. I don't see the Carl's Jr. Yeah, I don't see the Carl. Oh, there it is. I knew the Carl's Jr. was there somewhere. Oh, Del Taco. Sorry, not Carl's Jr. Del Taco. But yeah, that's legit. So very, very good. But yeah, I only buy airports that I actually going to fly there often enough to justify the cost. So yeah, they're back in 1991, 92. An aircraft, 737, tried to come in here, and before they had this is right there is the at the end of runway, the crushing thing where, you know, if an airport goes off, or airplane goes off the runway, it crashes into this, and this right here will actually sink in and slow the airplane down. Well, at the time, they did not have that. So a 737 was coming in, hit the airplane, went forward, and went out here into North Hollywood Way, which is what this is right here. This is North Hollywood Way. Right here, and went right through this barricade. This barricade is accurate. They had that barricade there. Escape road. Yep, that's it. Escape road. And yeah, the 737 just came right over there. And at the time, this green space right here was a gas station at the time. Like I said, this is early 90s, late 1980s. From what I can remember, I mean, it's been a long time ago when that happened. But yeah, the local news channel, channel 2, channel 7, I think it was, showed they had a photographer like sitting like right over here somewhere, like this. And you could see the airplane just protruding, the nose of the airplane protruding beyond the barrier, which was pretty cool. Well, not really for the airplane and the mishap that happened, but it was pretty cool to look at. Let me say it that way. But yeah, so Burbank Airport, you know, and then of course the Burbank and LA County Police Department usually rent out this vacant area over here for training exercises and whatnot. So yeah. Yeah, so Southwest 1455. Yeah. I remember it, but I don't remember it, and obviously this is as much detail I know about it. But yeah, so yep. Yep. But anyway, so yeah, so got a lot of memories. A lot of memories. Of course, I'm from here. Well, I'm up in the high desert, up in Palmdale, Lancaster area, up in Southern California, which is basically the direction I'm facing right now. If you just go that way over the mountains, that's Palmdale, Lancaster. That's where I live. Of course, I'm not going to fly over my house and kind of dox myself, but I'll dox myself that, Palmdale, Lancaster, up at Plant 42. I'll go that far because I don't care. But anyway, back to this airplane here. We got this one airplane started here. We're burning gas right now, so let me go back and get inside the airplane. And we'll go ahead and... I tried to start... Did it go ahead and start for me automatically? No, it did not. Okay. Let me go ahead and hit the button here and start it. And we'll let it just do its thing. There it goes. It took a while, but it went. Yeah, like I said in the earlier in the video, I am disappointed that this thing doesn't go as fast as the Marquis. I was expecting it to go faster, and I'll talk more about that once we get airborne and start heading to Big Bear. Going to Big Bear, California, up in north of San Bernardino is where we'll be heading. All right, now. With the MU-2 B60 on the X-plane platform and the Rockwell Aero Commander 690B, you got the 60B on the Mitsubishi MU2 Marquis version. Then you got the Rockwell 690B. So you got all these weird names, but both those airplanes that I'm speaking about both have Garrett engines. And the Garrett engine in this one right here is not simulated, but in order for you to actually move this airplane, the MU2s or the Rockwell Aero Commanders 690B, you actually have to go into reverse to unlock the propellers from feather into normal flight operations. Unfortunately, the developer did not model the locks in this aircraft, so you can just get in it and go. But for demonstration purposes, I thought, what the hell? I'll just go ahead and show what you got to do to be able to unlock the props on a Garrett engine aircraft, and that's simply hold your brakes or have the brake engaged like we currently have right now, and then go into reverse and just go all the way back into reverse, and then I don't know if you can hear it very well, but we're in reverse right now, and then come out of it, and then that way it releases the locks, and then now you're able to actually be in full operation. So that's basically the procedure. Now, how I was able to go into reverse like this is that the go around button here on my honeycomb yoke, or I'm sorry, honeycomb throttle, excuse me, my honeycomb throttle, the go around button, I made that my reverse hold. And so I hold the reverse, and then I just move the throttles up to be able to go into reverse and have reverse operations. That's how I created the ability to do that. It's still not exactly right, but it's close enough. And when you do the reversers with the MU2 B60 in X-plane, I use the same button, but my throttles are actually way up here. And then actually what you do is you'd hit the button, and then it actually would do the graphic of actually pulling the levers in X-plane and move it into the reverse location. And as long as you have the button held, you have authority to go into reverse. So that's how I do it, and I do the same thing when I do when I fly the Cessna Grand Caravan here on Microsoft Flight Simulator. I press the button and I have the reversing capability. So, which is kind of cool. I like that. All right, so we are good to go there. We're rocking and rolling here. Let me go ahead and turn on our inverters right here. We'll go ahead and put our generator on. Again, I'm not doing this as per checklist because I suck at checklists. And we'll go ahead and start bleeding the fuel out of the tip tanks. Let's do that first. Let's burn the fuel out of the tip tanks. Now, if I'm understanding if the developer that created this aircraft did the logic correctly, we should be burning the fuel, or bleeding the fuel out of the tip tanks, and then putting the fuel into the main tank right here. So this should never move. This should go down. And then when you turn it off, then if you go over here to the outer tanks, then if there's any fuel that is drained, it should fill this back up, in theory. So yeah. As you can tell in my videos, I get kind of anal a little bit when I'm doing a review of an airplane, and then I talk about it and whatnot. So forgive me if I'm too boring. I apologize. But I just like to share. Okay, like I said in the other video, I hate the Garmin 430. It's just not my, or 530. It's just not my jam. I like the GTN 750. So we're going to basically just do a direct. Sure, I could set it up. I can use it, but I just don't like it. I like I got so lazy and so used to the GTN 750 that that's why I'm pleading to the developer, please put the GTN 750 in here. Alrighty, so without further ado here, let's go ahead and we got COM 1 active, microphone. Yes, it does. It does. Very much so. It helps me remember. Because I forget a lot. The older I get, the more I forget. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk to Mr. or Miss ATC. Well, first off, let's get the ATIS.
Burbank Airport information, Golf 1700 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 20. Dew point 10. Altimeter tree 0.10. ILS Yankee runway 8 in use. Landing and departing runway 26. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Golf.
I have Golf. And because we're not doing an IFR, we're just doing a VFR. We'll go ahead and talk to Mr. or Miss ATC here and say we're going to do a east departure. That's what we're trying to do.
Burbank ground, Sierra Flyer, November, tree 9er, tree X-ray with hotel request taxi for takeoff departure to the east.
And all I'm using it for just to get out of here.
November, tree 9er, tree X-ray taxi 2 and hold short of runway 26 via taxiway Delta 7 Delta cross runway 15 Delta Delta 1.
All right, well.
Tower on 118.7 when ready.
She threw me a curveball. She puts all these damn taxiways and everything, so now I got to cheat, and I'm frantically trying to bring up my my charts, my Navigraph charts right now.
Burbank ground southwest 1816 with hotel ready to taxi IFR.
Okay, we'll turn her down now.
Southwest 1816 taxi to and hold short of runway 26 via taxiway.
There we go. Turn her down a little bit. Okay, so let me quickly, off camera here, let me bring up the chart. Taxi charts, taxi, and there it is. Okay, well this is going to be kind of easy actually, so it won't be a problem here. So let me jump over here to the other screen for entertainment purposes. And that is right over here. So, and we'll go over here to daylight because we're daylight now. So she said Delta 7 cross runway. Oh yeah, probably cross runway 15. So we're just gonna come down here, just go straight on over and just hit Delta. She went Delta 1, right? She went Delta 1? Yeah, she went Delta 1. So it's just beady bop, beady boop right there, and that's all there is to it. Okay. Easy peasy. Excuse me. Sorry to cough in your ear there. All right, so we'll get rid of that. And then we need to get back into the sim. And we are in the sim, all right. So I'll minimize that back. And then let's maximize our screen here so we can taxi on out of here and GTFO. Let's go. Release parking brake. Make sure that we're all got brakes. Brakes are good. May have to do a little bit of controlling. Controlling of our speed here. Try not to use the brakes. Did I lose internet connection? How you doing, Bill? I hope you're doing well. It looks like I don't know if I still have if I'm still streaming or not. Well, it says I'm streaming just fine, but for some reason I lost the feed my in YouTube. Yeah, it's I'm doing this video on it. I did it over on Rumble, but Rumble's taking forever to be able to upload. So I just thought I would just do it. I'll just go over here to YouTube and then just you know, basically review it again. There we go. Now I got my my stream back. Yeah, it's all right. For the $9, it's fine. But like I said, I would love to have the GTN 750 in here. I'd love to have this thing, and like I said, you know, throughout this video, I'd love to. I would have no problem giving the developer more money if they would just make this a very high fidelity aircraft, because you know, as you know, I love my MU2s. We'll go down here on the end and we'll talk to ATC and we'll get the hell out of here. I didn't set up the flight. I should have set up the flight for FS Airlines, and I could have got paid for this flight, but oh well. I'm already committed, so just go for it. I think D1, well, either one of these would have been fine. Get this thing on around here. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to Mr. or Miss ATC. Okay, Burbank Tower. And we're ready for takeoff.
Burbank Tower, Sierra Flyer, November, Tree 9er Tree, X-ray, ready for departure to the east at runway 26.
Sierra Flyer, November, Tree 9er Tree, X-ray altimeter, Tree 0.10 wind, calm, east departure approved. Cleared for takeoff, runway 26.
Okay.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 26, Sierra Flyer, November, Tree 9er Tree, X-ray.
Okay, make sure all my lights are on. I think I just taxied here with nothing on. Navigation lights. Strobe lights. Little lights here, little lights there, little lights everywhere. Okay. Should have did all that before I started moving, but that's okay. We're done now. Alright, full, make sure we're at full conditioners. I guess we can go ahead and go. I'll do one notch of flaps. Don't really think I'll need a flaps, but I'll take it anyway. Alright, here we go. Warp speed. Come on, get a little lighter. Get a little lighter. Likes to stick to the ground. And then it really likes to hop up there when it's at the last second. Alrighty. I need to... Okay. Goodbye.
Burbank Tower, Sierra Flyer, November, Tree 9er Tree, X-ray frequency change.
And we are off. Off to Big Bear. See, right now, according to X's and O's, we're burning 63.7 gallons an hour at the moment. I'll go ahead and make a turn here. Trying to get a good shot. There we go. Not too bad. And I'll go ahead and pre-set up my altitude select using X's and O's to 13,500 feet. Probably fine. And then I will go ahead and get my indicated airspeed with X's and O's set to 130 knot climb. Okay. And then I will engage the autopilot, which I say again is I'm not very much of a fan of. Heading wise, let's go ahead and hit the heading bug. Oops, zooming in there. Let's go right about there. Flying over Hanson Dam, I think. Yep, there's Whiteman Airport right there, Hanson Dam right there. Very nice. Not really climbing a whole hell of a lot though. Guess I need to get a little more aggressive on our climb, huh? There it goes. At least I think. You gonna climb for me? There. Took a little work there, but I got it. Alright, so we'll switch this over to GPS. Now let's find out where the hell the magenta line is. Okay, it's way the hell over there. So heading wise, I need to move my heading. What am I supposed to be at? I'm supposed to be at 75. So I need to make this 75. Alright. Yeah, I downloaded that mod called Map Enhancer off of flightsim.to, and it basically injects ground textures into Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it injects the later versions, the more updated versions. I don't know if it's going to work though, because I have already started Microsoft Flight Simulator already. We'll see. We'll see if it works. Usually what you do is you would start map enhancement first, and then it automatically loads Microsoft Flight Simulator thereafter. But yeah, I don't see my loading images going up unless it's just reusing what I already had. Let me go ahead and do 160 knots climb. Kind of reaching for the stars there. There. Pressurization rise. Let's go ahead and go over here to pressurization. Keep on. I'm still focused on. You can hear me. I'm focused on the. I'm not live on my monitor. There, now I'm in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Okay, pressurization wise, let's knock this thing down. See the altitude over there, I think is 7,000 feet, I think. So we'll go with 7,000. And we'll turn this to auto. Turn this to both. And our rate, nope, wrong way on the rate. I think I went wrong way on the rate. I think you need to go -5, isn't it? Make it go down. I'm waiting for this to go down. Might be going the wrong direction. Might be have to go up, climb. Yeah, I gotta climb. I'm going the wrong way. It's gotta go this way. So we'll do it. We'll do it 750 feet per minute. Let's see if that goes down. Because I did have this working earlier. Unless I'm doing it backwards again. I'm at both. Bleed air's both. RAM is closed. Yeah, I think I went backwards again. Darn it. Okay. Because we're going to have, realistically, if this was X-plane, we'd be in deep doo-doo. I think I'm doing it right. I don't know. Okay, well, it captured our altitude at 13,500 feet. And heck, I'll just not hand fly it, but I'll just use the heading. I don't care. We're fine. We'll just fly over San Gabriel Mountains here. Matter of fact, there's where I live. There's Palmdale, Lancaster, right over there, way back in the right underneath the engine cowling. Of course, over here, got Pasadena and Altadena, and oh, there's so many little towns that are all mixed together now over there. And of course the dash cam. Always got to have the dash cam. Is our pressurization chilled out yet? Nope. So I did something wrong. I'm gonna have to play around with this pressurization. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Usually it's automatic. Let me go. You see, right now we're already beyond the limits. Let's see if this. I'll go way high and let's see if it does something. Yeah, now it's coming down. I see it. Okay. So I had to go up. All right. Well, you know, learn something new every day. Learn something new every day. But very good. Now, of course, I am cheating a little bit because I did switch. I did switch my panel loadout. So now, because they see, I can't see all this very well. You know, the actual little numbers and stuff, and not as good as I used to. So I bought X's and O's, and with X's and O's, now I got this instead. So this is on my bottom monitor here. I have 4 monitors set up, and with my 4 monitors set up, I've got, you know, the X's and O's down here, and you can see we're doing 56 gallons per hour right now, and we got a headwind or a crosswind of 7 knots, and you can see right here we got a crosswind. We're doing 225 or 226 knots over the ground. See, this airplane's very slow. The MU2 B60 by Tom Tyker, that one is you know, we're doing about 300 knots right now, especially if that's, you know, not very much wind. Anyway. But yeah, I definitely recommend this map enhancer thing. This map enhancer really does make a difference. Now let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let me go to this one, and you can see right here this map enhancer 7 point whatever, and it just streams in. You could switch it over to Google Maps if you want to, but Bing is fine. It's just that I haven't had any problems with the Bing, but the latest ones as opposed to the legacy ones. You know, ground textures. Because I like to have my eye candy. But it is party. I guess I can go ahead and close my my lights too. And our regular beacon. Got our pitot tubes all going. We got our lights off. All that's going. Okay, that's all okay. Cool. Come up to Interstate 15, which is what you see right here. Well, because of my computer, and you know, Bug Eater, you know my computer specs. Nothing. It doesn't affect me. I do have a bit of an OP computer now, but it doesn't until it crashes like that. It has a real big effect on my computer. Now the reason why that happened is because, and I got to crash the desktop here. That's why you're seeing a black screen right now. The reason why that happens is because I started Map Enhancer after I started Microsoft Flight Simulator. If I would have started the Enhancer before, then everything would have been hunky-dory fine. So in this particular moment in time, I have to eat crow and say it has an extreme impact on my computer because it just crashed it. But normally, no. Normally, it's just fine. But you know what? I want to finish this flight. So we get to do it again, but I'm not going to go through all my rigmarole of how to, my take on this aircraft. Like I say, the aircraft's fine. It's all right. It's just, I just wish it was better. And besides, I'm just having fun with you all. So this time what I did is, did I start without it? Did I start without it? Yes, I did start without it. Okay, that was that. I want to start with it. I want to prove to you that it really does work. Yes. See, I gotta get to all this screen just so I can exit out of this thing. Because like I said, I'm just having fun, so it's like whatever. Dion Soul 465 is coming into the network. Okay, let's get out of here. Come on, hurry up. This thing takes forever. I can go back and have myself some lunch. By the time I get back, this thing may be loaded. I'll have me a chocolate almond while I'm waiting. Guess what I'll do is once this is done, I'll put a timestamp in the description so people can jump between after it crashed and through all this other BS that I'm doing right now. So I hope you guys are doing well. I've been doing fine. Just been flying. Mostly in the 737-600. I've been flying this. I've really been liking the 737-600 by PMDG. For $34, that is a very good buy. Been doing a lot of flights with it. And today, they released the... I got an update. And they released the tablet for the 737-600. So, that's cool. Alright, well now I've got to get out of this and reload this son of a bitch because I wanted to load it with the flight enhancer installed. And I have to, in other words, flight enhancer has to be the master. And it automatically starts Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then everything should go in sync. A load Microsoft Flight Simulator stream. Launching game, 24 seconds. That's what I'll do. I'll just put some jump cuts. Or not jump cuts, but I'll put some timestamps in the description. That way other people can just sit there and jump. I was trying to read what you say, Bill, but they have this little heart thing that's in the way, and I don't know how to get rid of that. It messes up the text. It says, you know, Bug Eater 64 says, I flew the DC-6B from Portland to Dallas and a couple of days ago. Fun, and then the stupid little heart thing that's in the chat covers up what you said. Flight. The heart's right there and it says flight. So I don't know what you said. Pisses me off. Microsoft or YouTube puts these little emoji chat things there. It's like, hey, I don't want that in there. Can I turn that off? No. That's weird. Oh well. All right, well, let this thing load up here. Go back over to... Oh, 1,400 nautical miles. Wow. Yeah, you got, when it comes to that, you got a whole lot more stamina than I do. I'm there no way in hell. I'll do it in a jet, no problem, but in a regular prop plane, 1,400 miles, that's a long road. Unless, of course, you're doing 300, 400 knots, and of course, it doesn't really matter then, huh? You know, I got the fastest SSD drive you can get that you can put into your motherboard, and still takes forever to load, at least at the time. Okay, there we go. Finally. Okay, Burbank. Millionaire to L35. And there we go. There's our flight. Off, live. Okay. Over here. Filters. On. Wish I could save all these. Okay. And then I guess I can hit fly, huh? I guess our altitude is going to be 13,500 feet. Okay. Boom. Yeah, this morning I flew the 737-600 from Salt Lake City down to LAX, and I said, well, you know what? I gotta go make myself some breakfast. So I just got up and went to make myself some French toast while the thing was in the air. Didn't know pilots could do that. Be able to be cooks and pilot airplanes at the same time. But yeah, like I said, Map Enhancer, if you do it like they tell you to do it, you should be fine. Because I haven't had any problems. Only time I have problems if I don't do what they say, and that is load Microsoft Flight Simulator first, then activate it. Then it basically just says, see ya. Now, only other thing I could have done is actually clear the cache. They're saying we'll crash the desktop twos if you don't clear the cache. In the data screen. Says it's loading high LODs is what it says. Come on, any day now. There was a developer who's playing around with actually streaming ground textures in X-Plane, but I don't know how good it is. It just seemed to be like very it's a work in progress. But it looked interesting. It wasn't very intuitive, let me just say it that way, to set up. Just the good old-fashioned orthos, make them your own, that kind of thing is still the norm. Unfortunately for me, like I was telling you the other day, bug is that having to rebuy all my airplanes for X-Plane 12, for the most part, not all, but most, it just kicked my incentive to not really want to fly in X-Plane right now. There isn't really any justification for it, especially when you can only afford either one sim or the other. I can't afford to be sitting there throwing money at both sims. Got to pick one or the other. And this thing's taking forever to load, but that's not surprising. There we go. Now we're in Burbank again. Okay. All right, let's go through this real quickly and get on our way. Which is over here, 50 on everything. Fine, 50 on everything. That's fine, whatever. That gives me an opportunity to see if this will fill, if the tips and the will fill up the main tank or not. Okay. Good to go there. Ground, ground. Run, run. We'll just turn everything on. We're going to go against the grain here. We'll just turn everything on. Let's go. And what else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, we don't need the strobes on. We don't need these on. And boom, 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 boom. So I'm throwing all the, I'm bleeding that battery down to nothing. This is hanging up, and I don't know why that's hanging up. Whatever. We will make it work. All right, so what am I missing? For the sounds. Waiting for the sound. There it goes. A little bit. We'll go back to idle, or to taxi. Engine number 1, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And we'll do this all over again. Yay! Yay me. Okay. See, the lights are already out already. Thought I turned those off. There they are. Now they're off. Hey, they're not supposed to be on yet. Alright, so taxi. Taxi lights. Now, do I have taxi lights? Yes, I do. I can see them a little bit brighter. A little bit brighter than normal. Not much, but a little bit. We do have our beacon light. Yep, beacon light's flashing. Alright, so we're good to go there. Alright, we'll talk to ATC again. See if she changed her mind.
Burbank Airport Information Gulf 1700 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility.
Nope, probably still taking off.
Sky condition clear. Temperature 2.10. Altimeter 30.10.
Still the same.
Yankee runway 8 in use. Landing and departing runway 26.
Alright.
VFR aircraft say direction of
Hasn't changed? No, we don't want it north. Well, we could go north. That's fine.
39er tree X-ray with Gulf request taxi for takeoff departure to the north.
That's fine. Then we'll go east.
Sierra Flyer November 39er tree X-ray taxi 2 and hold short of runway 26 using taxiway Delta 7 Delta cross runway 15 Delta Delta 1.
So it's the same one.
Contact tower on 118.7 when ready.
Alright. Well,
Taxiing hold short runway 26 using taxiway Delta 7 Delta cross runway 15 Delta Delta 1 Sierra Flyer November 39er tree X-ray.
I wonder if I can go into the file, the configuration file for this and then change the change the code. I don't know. Oh well, anyway. All right, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Do a little bit of a fast taxi here. Shouldn't be a conflict between X's and O's, and should be okay between X's and O's and map enhancer. Alrighty. We are here. And I think we are good to go. Strobes. Alright. Looking good. Hey. Oh, I gotta tell her that we're late, that we're taking off, don't I?
Burbank Tower, Sierra Flyer, November, Tree 9er Tree, X-ray, ready at runway 26 departure to the north.
Sierra Flyer November, Tree 9er Tree X-ray altimeter, Tree 0.10, wind 178 at tree. North departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 26.
Hey.
Cleared for takeoff runway 26 Sierra Flyer, November, Tree 9er Tree, X-ray.
And as we launch off the ground.
Sierra Flyer November, Tree 9er Tree X-ray, continue for north departure.
I forgot to put the flaps in, at least one notch flaps.
Tree 9er Tree X-ray, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Burbank Tower, Sierra Flyer, November, Tree 9er Tree, X-ray frequency change.
All right. Hey, why you want to nose? What do you want to nose dive for? What you want to do is you want to go to 200 or 140 knots or 130 knot climb. Then you want to heading mode where we need to go. Try this again. Take two. Go 060 and try to intercept the course. Actually, the course is going to be course is actually 75. We actually need to go to like 100, 110 along there somewhere. Intercept the course. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, well, I gotta read what you said. Nothing substantial about how the MU2 controls the inputs? Is that what you're trying to say? Stupid little heart thing is in the way again. Hate that thing. I'm beginning to hate that thing. Let's see if we don't crash this time. Now that I did it what it's supposed to do. Yeah, like I said, I just put that GTN 750 in here, and I'd be a pretty happy camper. And a better autopilot with GPS steering and all other happy stuff. I should intercept the course. Let's see if it turns. It's turning. Looky there, it's turning. Hot diggity damn. Let's see if it stays turning. Well, it's following. So far, so good. And we're 13,000 feet, 500, so we're good to go there. Following a magenta line. Can't ask for too much more than that. Now, we got that taken care of. Now I'm noticing that our ball is not set correctly, so let's play around with the, see if we can get our ball back where it's supposed to be. There it goes. Turn coordinator. Okay. Close enough. Now, what I'm curious about is here's our fuel scenario. Let's do the tip tanks and see if they will fill into here. And they are. Very good. They're doing exactly what I thought they would do. So when they go done, then these lights come on saying that, hey, it's drained. You got no more fuel in there. And then you would switch over. Well, that's good. That's good to know. I like that. They're doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Very cool. Tuck those tip tanks dry. And then I'm expecting these lights to come on to say, hey, you're empty. Other than the obvious. Maybe they don't do that. Oh, we'll give it a few minutes. I'll go like that. That way I can keep my eye on those lights. No, maybe they don't come on. I thought they'd come on when once it's drained. Unless they're just not completely empty yet. So we'll let it go and see what happens. But the map is working like it's supposed to. Of course, I just said that, and now it's probably going to bite me in the ass. How fast am I going over the ground? Does it say? No. See, I thought there would be, you know, data right here to tell me how fast I'm going over the ground and all kinds of stuff. I'm not seeing it. Light still didn't come on. No, I don't need the brake on. Allows to put that brake on. See that brake? Look at it. I'm way over here. It's just doing a brake. Got a wide, very large hitbox for the brake. Yeah, like I said at the start of the video, just put a GTN 750 in here and a GPS steering action going on here, and then all the other stuff would just be small stuff. Because I need to change the navigraph. Okay, I gotta figure. Don't know how to do that. 'Cause I never use the Garmin 430. This one? Aha! There you go. Success. That's the one I was wanting. Okay. Like I say, I never use this thing, so learn something new every day. It's not bad, it's just that I'm just so used to the GTN 750, I just got spoiled. Excuse me. I just got spoiled in the GTN 750. Well, I'm uploading to you at 1080p 60 frames. Hopefully it's acceptable on your end as far as quality of video. I don't know what my bit rate is though. I know what it is on the, you know, on OBS, but which is 6,000. And let's go ahead and pull up Navigraph charts again. I'll load up L35. Says the weather there is 3033 as our altimeter setting. Very good. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of this phone thing. I would rather see a regular tablet myself, but we'll see what the developer does. For nice little short hops, this airplane would be just fine. 180 knots over the ground, or indicated, 182. 186, excuse me. 186 indicated. 230 over the ground. And Victorville out there. San Bernardino. Alrighty. Let's see. The wind is calm. So I'll land at runway... Oh, I forgot what the runways are over there. Gotta look at the runways. We'll run to runway 26 as well. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I watched your video on the Dash 7. That's pretty cool. I already have the ATR, which the Dash 7 would be better, but it would be burning more fuel. But I do have the ATR because it was on sale, so I bought it. But I just haven't done anything with it. I just gotta learn how to start the damn thing. That's my problem. I could start it in ready to fly mode, but I wanted to go through the process of learning how to start the thing, and I haven't figured it out yet. There's the cat coming to pay me a visit. What you doing there, kitty cat? Huh? What you up to there, Miss Kitty? I gotta get this flight done, and I'm gonna have to stop because I gotta go to the dentist here in about an hour and a half. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this emote thing. It's in the way. If I could, I wouldn't bother me if it just turn it off, but I don't know how to turn the damn thing off because it puts, you know. Puts it right in the way of text. Oh well. But we'll be there here pretty quick. Land this beast. Alrighty. There's a school and stuff down there, if I remember right. That is, no, Silverwood Lake is over there. That would be, oh, wait a minute, no. Yeah, no, I don't, that might be Silverwood Lake. I don't remember which lake that was. McGregor? I don't remember. Haven't been there in a while. I appreciate that, sir. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of streaming over on Rumble. Streaming on Rumble is fine. No problems. But uploading videos to Rumble, that becomes a problem. I've got 2 videos that I uploaded to Rumble. One of them is at 1440p. 60 frames, and it's still processing the video. And then the other one is a 1080p 60 frames at 8,000 bit rate, and it's been quite a while. I told it to go live at 3 o'clock this morning, and when I checked it an hour ago, it was still processing. And it says 11 people have seen it and all kinds of stuff, but I don't know how. I can't watch it, so. And Rumble's not a bad service. I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, poo-poo it off at all. It's just I got to figure out what you can and can't do, I guess. But when it comes to streaming, I just streaming the same bit rate that I'm doing right now, 6K at 1080p and 60 frames. It's fine, no issues. But I thought, you know, like I said, I've already did this one video reviewing this over on Rumble, and it's giving me drama, so I thought, you know what, I'll just stream over here. But that's what Rumble really is. Rumble, realistically, is just, you know, if you stream, you're good. You get engagement. You get, you know, people will look at your videos. You whip out 100 views really quick. Whether they stay or not, that's one thing, but you can get a lot of views, and I get ad revenue with it. So, well, even though I haven't really gotten any money, but my little counter says I've gotten 70 cents worth. So I'm kicking ass and taking names. 70 cents, yay! That's 70 cents more than what I get here on YouTube. All right, let's ascend here. I'll just go ahead and kill the autopilot. And we'll just slowly Yep. Agreed. So I just and of course you're going off on a total something totally different. Yeah, Newsmax decided to go as subscription services only. So, and all they were doing is just running infomercials over on Rumble. So I was like, okay, I unsubscribe. See you later. Yeah, they became a subscription only based platform. It's like, okay, I'm done. I'm out. There's plenty of other news channels to find and watch. So I was kind of bummer, but like, hey, I wasn't watching them that much anymore anyway, so like, whatever. Well, there we go. There is where we're going to land. Guess I'll just say we're inbound to land. And I'll just give my, where's my direction? Oh, I don't, we'll stop landing. Position, that's what I wanted.
Lima Tree, 5 traffic, Sierra Flyer, November, Tree 9er Tree, X-ray, 1 miles, south, 9,200 feet, inbound to land runway 26.
Yeah. Agreed. Let's go down here and we'll come around and then we'll make our first attempt. Do they actually have this with this map enhancer? This is all dry, which is the way it's supposed to be. So that's pretty cool. I'm too close. I'm gonna have to go around, aren't I? I didn't go far enough out. Maybe I can recover. Combat landing. Gotta look up a little bit here. I don't know why it's not going down. Yeah, I'm way too high. Alright, I'll go around. Totally out of position. That was bad. Fix it now. Now let's come down over here, and I'll make my turn down here then. Go a little further out. Yeah, these textures on the bottom ground here with this map enhancer definitely is difference, for sure. Because the out-of-the-box Microsoft Flight Simulator ground textures, all this would be all covered with water. Not here, but over there on the other side would be covered with water. And they don't have the. This one doesn't have the water, so that's a good thing. That is a good thing. Okay, we'll do the teardrop again. It goes one or the extreme to the other, boy, I tell you. far as the keeping my eye on my climbing and descending. Okay, I see where I'm at. Kind of lost where I was at for a second there. Now I'm climbing like a goat. Try it again. Still too high, but we'll try to fix it here. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad at all. Didn't even have to use my brakes. Using my reversers. Very good. This might be the modified version of, I'll find out once I get over there to the FBO. I think this is the modified version of, it's a freeware or at flightsim.to of L39, a Big Bear. We'll go over there and see. And then I will call it. .13 knots. No, darn, that was not fun. Another crashing the airplane. No, we already had a crash the desktop. We have to have something positive. For a change. Yeah, I think this is the modified version of L39. Yeah, this is. There's lights everywhere. Because I don't know of any Microsoft Flight Simulator out-of-the-box version that has lights everywhere. Usually it's aftermarket that everybody puts in the lights. Yeah. This one right here is okay. Just like you said, this is okay. It's okay for the price point that they did, but I would give them more money if they would put a GTN 750 in it and make it more high fidelity, and I would fly it more. But for now, it's just kind of like, you know, you only have, and this is a Solitaire, by the way. At least I call this a Solitaire. I don't know why they call it Heavy Industries, blah blah blah, whatever it is. But this is the MU2 Solitaire. This is all the videos that I've seen. It looks like the Solitaire to me, you know. It just needs to be modernized, put in a few things, and you know, it'd be fine. And we don't have an MU2 here on the Microsoft Flight Simulator platform, so. But I'm in the same sentiment as you are. It's just sentiment, not sediment. Sentiment. Sediment. It's okay, but it needs to be better. It just needs to be better. I think. See, what I did is I just backed off. I just backed off my, you know, this right here. I should go to emergency stop. That should kill the engines right now, and it's not killing the engines now. I think you can flip these switches right here, and this will kill the engines too. Nope. I stand corrected. They do not. So I guess the only way to kill the engines is to just hit the fuels. Yep, that's what you got to do. You got to, the only way to do it is kill the fuels. But like I said, if you take this all the way down to emergency stop, it should stop. But oh well. And off, off, off. Make sure everything else is off. I did like the fact that this, you can actually, you know, have these fuels dump over into the main fuel or into the main tank, which is good. That's the way it's supposed to be. So, well, everyone, I appreciate everyone watching this video. Definitely like, subscribe, and all the happy stuff that everybody always says. I greatly appreciate it. And this right here is for the $9. Yes, it's not bad. Is it perfect? No. But for $9, it's fine. It's just fine. I would love to see this thing get the GTN 750 to kind of sum everything up. Like I've said through the course of this video, like to see the GTN 750 installed, like to have the walk around feature available. Basically, the developer put a halo around the aircraft so you can have that role playing experience, being able to walk around the aircraft if you so choose to do so, because I would. That's just me. I'd like to see it to have a little bit. I was expecting this aircraft to be 325 knots over the ground because if I remember right, the Solitaire is basically the same thing as the MU2 Marquis. Just the difference is one's stretched and one is not. They use the same engines, Garrett engines, which is makes the Solitaire a faster airplane. I was expecting that, and we didn't get it. It's actually slower than the Marquis MU2. So hopefully the developer will do something about that. So, all right. Well, I definitely appreciate everyone watching, and I'll catch you guys next time on another exciting FS Excursions and developer. For the developer, I definitely appreciate the aircraft. Again, this is constructive criticism to you. Hopefully, you can make this thing better. So, best of luck, and I'll catch you guys next time. Later, guys. Bye. Now I'm at the window, or at the elevator, trying to press the key to leave. There we go. Okay, there it is. Bye.